Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers in the United States organize a free clinic in Santa Ana, California. We take a look at how a group of students at the Feng Jia University in Taichung, Taiwan bring people closer together. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Helen Liao. Thank you for joining us. In California, Tzu Chi volunteers from in and around the Orange County and Cerrito areas recently held a free clinic in Santa Ana, a mainly Mexican community. To help meet the medical needs of those who speak little English, translation volunteers were called upon to help with communication. Among the translators was a 12-year-old volunteer who enjoyed giving back to society in this special way.
Here in Southern California, Tzu Chi volunteers hurried to set up their free clinic at the Santa Ana's Boys and Girls Club. As the majority of families from this area are Mexican immigrants who do not speak much English, nor have medical insurance, through the help of translator volunteers, they finally get the medical attention they need.
I'm a first-timer, like I said. Came here to volunteer, translate. Experience that I had is it's very fun.
Normally, we get about 200 patients, but today is a little less, probably because the weather is hot.
Visiting this area 4 times a year, Tzu Chi provides these medically deprived local residents with medical services such as dental, ophthalmology, and acupuncture.
It makes me happy when my patients' ailments are fixed. The patients also feel quite comfortable following the treatments. I've learned much from treating my patients. It's a very enjoyable experience.
Each time Tzu Chi holds a free clinic, local medical personnel are always happy to volunteer their time. This time, Dr. Rudolf Mirles from Western University of Health Science brought his students to participate.
Every year I see people getting information or valuable healthcare services that are rendered to them that really they don't have any access to. To me, it's a great program, and I'm really proud to be part of this program.
It's nice to be exposed to this and help those who are less privileged.
129 volunteers, along with 53 medical personnel, served a total of 141 patients at this free clinic. And it is through such warmth and friendliness that people are brought closer together.
Earlier this month, in the fight against Ebola, the Tzu Chi Foundation signed an MOU with the Healy Foundation and Caritas Foundations of the United States. On March 18th to 20th, the NGOs organized their first distribution in Sierra Leone, where they visited 9 social welfare organizations and hospitals to distribute 1,525 cartons of Tzu Chi's instant rice, 400 portable folding beds, and 550 blankets.
In March, the Tzu Chi Foundation joined with the Healy Foundation and Caritas Foundation of the United States to organize their first ever distribution in Sierra Leone, West Africa. According to a report from the World Health Organization, Sierra Leone has the highest number of Ebola infections in the world. To help, Tzu Chi Foundation has been packing instant rice, portable folding beds, and blankets since mid-January. 2 months after their initial preparation, these relief supplies arrived at Sierra Leone, where volunteers immediately distributed the supplies to the needy. The initial plan is to have the government provide a list of organizations in need of assistance, after which the volunteers will distribute the supplies accordingly. In the first week of the 3-day distribution, volunteers visit 9 social welfare organizations and hospitals, distributing a total of 1,525 cases of Tzu Chi's instant rice, 400 portable folding beds, and 550 blankets. Ebola continues to spread like wildfires. To ensure the safety of the volunteers, the government has put the distribution on hold until the outbreak is better contained. Volunteers will surely help the residents through this difficult time.
Next, we meet Tzu Chi recipient Mr. Huang, who became disabled following a car accident 18 years ago, and see how the Buddhist NGO inspired him and his mother to practice recycling as a way to repay the organization's endless love and support.
After the accident, he could not speak nor sit. When he sat, he slipped down from the chair, so I had to tie him to the wheelchair.
Huang's car accident was really a devastating news for his mother. As a result of the car accident, Mr. Huang suffered from severe head trauma and was left paralyzed on the right side of his body.
I always tell him that he will get better. If there's anything, you must tell Mom. He will recover.
Mr. Huang has been in rehabilitation for more than 20 years and is still unable to work, which means the family relies entirely on government subsidies. Thanks to Tzu Chi's assistance, however, the family has improved financially. But Huang's mother continues to worry who will take care of her son after she passes away.
You can come to join us at the recycling station, and you get to choose the date and time that is available for you. Coming here is good for his rehabilitation, as he can use his hands to unfasten screws.
Every morning, the mother and son walk 40 minutes to volunteer at the recycling station. Despite being limited to working with only his left hand, Mr. Huang says that being able to do something meaningful makes him feel happier than receiving help.
开开心心的啊，快快乐乐啊，跟把那个人讲话啊，对不对？啊，悲伤不好嘞，悲伤心里很难呢。会难过。对啊。他喜欢做的事情都发留言。
I will find something he likes to do, and that is easier for him to do, so he can gradually build up confidence and enjoy what he does.
Huang's life is now back on track, and his cheerful smile shows that he has successfully transformed himself from a receiver to a giver.
Last December, the east coast of the Malaysian peninsula was struck by the worst flooding in decades. Although months have passed, Tzu Chi volunteers' assistance has continued till this date, as many flood survivors in Manik, Rai, Kelantan are moving into prefab units built by the Buddhist NGO. Tzu Chi volunteers have arrived with gifts to congratulate them. Meanwhile, at the Zhongli Private High School in Penang, Tzu Shaos, who joined the NGO's flood relief, share their experiences with their fellow pupils. In the wake of the worst flooding in Malaysia in decades, Tzu Shao's Huang Chongyi and his counterparts decided to reach out to flood survivors by helping them clean up their homes. Despite the laborious duties, everyone still insisted on contributing their share.
虽然辛苦，为什么你们还能够坚持这么久呢？就想要帮他。
At the Zhongling Private High School in Penang, students who joined Tzu Chi's flood relief share their experiences with other pupils during the weekly assembly. To help flood survivors return their lives to normal as quickly as possible, Tzu Chi volunteers along with Tzu Shaos decided to help the victims clean up their homes. By being a part of the relief work, Tzu Shaos have realized the importance of family.
Now I always take the initiative to do household chores when I'm at home, because it is everyone's responsibility to do so.
Paying their fares to the disaster zone out of their own pockets, Liang and his parents traveled to the hard-hit area once again to lend a helping hand.
你为什么会想到要去2次赈灾？
觉得有机会帮助别人，就要珍惜那个机会咯。
By listening to the sharing, our students have realized how fortunate they are. Sometimes it is really hard for youngsters to understand how lucky they are, because they have not experienced any hardship in life.
By bowing respectfully to flood victims at the end of the distribution, Tzu Chi volunteers and Tzu Shaos expressed their thanks to the recipients for giving them the chance to serve. Seeing the devastation left by the floods, students and faculty at the Zhongling Private High School donate their love to help flood survivors begin life anew. To congratulate flood survivor Noor Aini for moving into a new home, Tzu Chi volunteers have arrived with a special gift, such as multi-purpose folding bed. Last year's floods destroyed Noor Aini's home, leaving her with a damaged kitchen and bathroom to use. After a thorough assessment, Tzu Chi volunteers decided to build a prefab unit in front of Noor Aini's old kitchen.
I am extremely happy and no longer afraid. This place is really comfortable. When I woke up this morning, I realized that I have access to the washroom by walking out the back door. I am so thankful to Tzu Chi. I don't think words can describe my gratitude.
Following her husband's passing 5 years ago, Noor Aini has been raising 6 children on her own. Noor Aini says the disaster almost took away her livelihood.
I want to continue working as a seamstress, but I haven't moved in my sewing machine.
Now with a new place to call home, Noor Aini is ready to pay the love forward.
I want to help those in need too. Tzu Chi volunteers gave me tremendous support, so I want to continue the circle of love. I can collect recyclables such as bottles, cans, and papers. The earnings from selling recyclables will be donated to my bamboo coin bank and later given to the Tzu Chi Foundation.
Prefab owner Wang Xing says the Buddhist NGO has helped him rediscover the warmth of family and a sense of belonging.
Steady 啦。Steady 甲感覺甲講有一個厝的。steady， 啲嚟物件，啲嚟打下冇。
In spite of the difficulties encountered, these flood survivors remain firm in their decision to help the less fortunate. In the years to come, the circle of love will surely continue to spread far and wide in Manigurai. In Taiwan, young people nowadays are branded as cold, self-centered, and insensitive. But then again, just when was the last time we greeted or smiled at a stranger? At Taichung's Feng Jia University, a group of students wants to strengthen the interaction between those on campus and thus has formed the Banner Love Club. Here's more.
Of Taichung's Feng Jia University, all entering the campus are met with enthusiastic cheers.
我觉得我的笑容很有温暖的能力，非常开心哦，就感觉心情良好。会被吓到？有。
These hyperactive greeters come from the school's Banner Love Club, which was formed to help bring students closer together.
I simply want to improve the atmosphere on campus. It just seems everyone is cold and only minds their own business. People don't even greet one another.
As the young dreamers go about accomplishing their goals, sometimes they are received warmly, other times they are just shrugged off.
I believe more and more people will join us. Seeing how we greet them and the cheers on our banners, they will be invigorated.
对啊，见人都写很多。
心美人也美。
Club members often exchange their insights and write greetings to each other while staying connected with other clubs at the school. The club has also taken its message off campus. During the Sunflower Student Movement of last March, the club started its Taiwan Go campaign.
We just wanted to spread a positive energy and simply cheer for the country to let others know that Taiwan is wonderful. Other students can see their passion and be inspired by them. I like to work with this club. They make me feel that we have a bright future ahead of us.
The love and warmth of the club is contagious. From the initial 3 members a year ago, now there are more than a couple of dozen members. The next step is for the club to take its message of love off campus and into society as a whole.
Protecting the environment is a task that anyone can embrace no matter their age. In Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Jinlan does just that 365 days a year. Her actions have also inspired joggers who see her collecting at the park to join her in this good deed. Meanwhile, the young students of Xiamen, China on Tzu Chi's aid program learned how to help Mother Earth by visiting the local Tzu Chi recycling station, which was then followed by their scholarship award ceremony.
A group of Tzu Chi scholarship students are visiting a recycling station in Xiamen, China. Putting their best effort into sorting the recyclables, scholarship students and their parents dig right into the project.
I just want to clean up all their trash. We need to protect the environment so that adults and children can breathe clean air. This way, our bodies won't be sick.
对地球有什么贡献？
保护环境。
还有嘞，
空气好啊。
Using a presentation, volunteers next teach the students about how to conserve natural resources.
We can save the water from washing rice or vegetables to water the flowers. Paper should be recycled and not thrown away.
This visit with Tzu Chi volunteers isn't only about environmental protection. Volunteers also hand out financial aid to the students and encourage them to be compassionate with each other.
Before, I was young and naive. I didn't know how to help my parents, but now I know how I can help them to the best of my ability.
Practicing recycling doesn't only help protect the planet, but in doing so, these children have also learned about the cycle of love and how to spread it to others. Though the city of Kuala Lumpur has yet to wake, Tzu Chi volunteer Chen Jinlan is already dressed in her uniform and ready to head out. As she makes her way to listen to the Master's morning Dharma lecture, she doesn't forget to collect recyclables along the way.
My father passed away early, so my family's finances fell into disrepair. I didn't have much of an education, but I've always liked listening to Dharma lectures.
In the past 2 years, the 64-year-old volunteer has lived each day in much the same way. After the morning Dharma lectures, Chen returns to the park to collect recyclables. Her dedication has even influenced nearby joggers to collect recyclables as well.
Sometimes I will pick up recyclables on my running route and drop it off here for her.
Chen has not taken a day off from collecting recyclables in 10 years.
She doesn't rest even on New Year's Day. She is entirely dedicated to recycling. I don't actually want her to work this hard, as it's a burden on her body and health. I wish she would take a rest once in a while.
I say I don't need anything or gain anything from it. I just hope for peace and harmony at home. My needs are simple.
Living simply, Chen Jinlan's life is full of peace and harmony that comes from years of wisdom.
Though Tzu Chi volunteers and their children in North America may be thousands of miles away from home, they can still enjoy Chinese cultural activities and even deepen their understanding of Tzu Chi's teachings. Later, we'll join activities in Austin, Texas and San Dimas, California in the United States. But first, we go to Richmond, Canada to see how local Tzu Chi volunteers have been carrying out the charity's missions.
For the first time, Tzu Chi volunteers have been invited to share the charity's message on environmental conservation at Richmond's Success Women's Association. As most of those present are housewives, the audience is very interested in learning how to make environmental enzymes for household cleaning. Tzu Chi volunteers in Richmond always plan out their activities, depending on who they are visiting. When it comes to seniors, singing oldies is a must. For young children, interactive games are planned to help them learn. When there are people suffering, the volunteers lend a helping hand. When all is well, the volunteers visit communities to spread Tzu Chi's humanitarian message. In culturally diverse Canada, the volunteers hope the goodness and beauty of Taiwan may also take root here. Over in California, the United States, graduates of Tzu Chi kindergartens in Monrovia and Walnut Creek are visiting the Tzu Chi headquarters in San Dimas with their parents to learn more about the Buddhist charity. The group of nearly 100 people also visited a wooden shack that was modeled after the original one used by Master Zeng Yan.
大家吃饭在哪里吃啊？桌子，在桌子上面，对不对？
可是它也没有桌子。
对呀，它的 kitchen 在哪里呢？对，它的 kitchen 在哪里？它的厨房呢？
没有。
And that was how Master Zeng Yan lived as she pursued enlightenment. The tour is also meant to help the children learn to cherish what they have.
施工上人的房子很小，施工上人的床好小哦，他的床好硬哦。
The accompanying parents also get to learn more about Tzu Chi.
Taking a tour of the campus and got to learn a little bit more about this history of Tzu Chi.
Tzu Chi headquarters here, it's really informative for me.
Over at the Tzu Chi Academy in Austin, Texas, students are writing spring couplets, while their parents are busy making sweet glutinous rice dumplings out of fresh vegetable juice. Though they may be miles away from home, everyone can still immerse themselves in cultural activities like those at home.
Knowing that it is extremely difficult for those with spinal cerebellar atrophy to travel, every year the Taiwan Spinal Cerebellar Ataxia Association will organize a trip to give these patients a chance to enjoy the world around them. Recently, the association held a charity sale to raise funds for this year's trip. Carefully feeding his daughter some cake is Huang Zhiyong, whose daughter suffers from spinal cerebellar ataxia. After graduating from university, Huang's daughter was diagnosed with this genetic disease.
After being diagnosed with the disease, my daughter developed depression and a bipolar disorder. I think taking her out more frequently can help ease her symptoms.
Huang's wife and daughter are both victims of this genetic disease. Before his wife's passing, Huang Zhiyong took his wife on a trip around the island, and their inspiring story was made into a film. Now facing his daughter's illness, Huang has decided to take her on a trip around the world.
I believe there are several associations helping those with spinal cerebellar atrophy in Japan. If we go to Japan for 3 months and visit these associations, I believe we can learn a lot from each other.
To give patients a chance to enjoy the world around them, the Taiwan Spinal Cerebellar Ataxia Association tries its best to organize a trip once a year. And by hosting a charity bazaar, the association hopes to raise enough money for this year's trip.
We need about 800,000 to 900,000 NT dollars, but we raised only about 200,000 NT dollars so far. We hope to raise even more money from today's charity sale, so patients with this genetic disease can go on a trip together.
At the charity sale, patients displayed their handicrafts and artwork to not only raise money, but also show members of the public their continued passion for life. We go to Chile at the end of the show, where local Tzu Chi volunteers organize an event to thank community members for their endless support over the years. Besides sharing their experiences in carrying out Tzu Chi's charity missions locally, the volunteers also seize the chance to pass on the benefits of vegetarian diets. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.